Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're diving into the world of hidden treasures as we explore the top for most expensive and ultra-rare U.S. coins, featuring the Monticello Jefferson nickels and the Kennedy half dollars, with rare P, D, and S mint marks, even in dirty or worn condition. These coins that may seem ordinary to collectors and investors could actually be worth thousands or even millions of dollars today. So before you spend that old coin, stick around, because you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. First up, coin number 1. The Washington quarter of 1965 with no mint mark holds one of the most mysterious and electrifying places in the world of American coinage. At first glance, it looks like a regular coin. Its silver-like shine may have faded, its edges worn down by time, and its surface covered in years of dust and fingerprints. Yet beneath that ordinary appearance lies a story so powerful, so full of twists and hidden secrets, that has made countless collectors across the world search tirelessly for it. This coin, small enough to fit between your fingers, has the potential to be worth not just hundreds or thousands, but unimaginable sums that could truly change your life overnight. The year 1965 was one of the most historic turning points in U.S. coin history. Until 1964, quarters were made of 90% silver, a metal that gave them their rich shine, their heavy feel, and their lasting value. But as silver prices soared and the U.S. government faced rising costs, a bold decision was made. From 1965 onward, silver would vanish from circulating coins, replaced by a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was not just a change in metal, it was a revolution. And because revolutions are never perfect, hidden within that transition were mistakes, experimental strikes, and rare survivors that would one day be worth fortunes. The 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter is a child of this chaotic transformation. Minted in Philadelphia, it bears no mint mark, just as all coins from that facility did during that era. However, what makes this coin legendary is not the absence of the mark, but the rumors and rare confirmations that some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. Imagine it. A 1965 dated coin that is secretly made of pure silver, born in a year when silver was supposed to be gone forever. That mix-up has turned ordinary coins into priceless artifacts. To the untrained eye, the difference between a normal 1965 quarter and one of those rare silver-struck versions is subtle. The color, the shine, the tone, they can fool almost anyone. But for those who know, that faint silvery glow, that slightly heavier feel, and that crisp ring when dropped on a hard surface tell a different story. That's why collectors inspect their old quarters carefully, because one in a million of these could be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. That's not an exaggeration. It's the kind of discovery that can rewrite a person's destiny. Now, imagine finding one of these coins in dirty condition, a dull, old piece that seems worthless at first. It might have a silver sticker look, a faint luster that refuses to fade despite decades of wear. That's the magic clue. Beneath the grime and age could lie the heart of a true silver coin, mistakenly minted in a copper age. It's the kind of accident that mints try to hide, yet a few escaped into circulation, silently waiting for someone with a keen eye to notice. Each 1965 quarter carries the noble image of George Washington, a face of strength and legacy. The reverse side showcases a mighty eagle, wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows, a symbol of readiness and power. This isn't just a coin, it's a statement of American resilience, minted during a time of change. Every strike, every faint detail on its surface tells a story of a nation evolving, holding on to its traditions while stepping into the modern age. Collectors and historians often say that coins like the 1965 quarter are time capsules. They've witnessed thousands of exchanges, been carried in pockets during pivotal moments in history, and perhaps even passed from generation to generation. That thought alone gives this coin more value than money. It holds memories, sweat, and stories. And yet, when the right coin surfaces, especially one with that mysterious silver tone, the world of numismatics lights up. The ordinary becomes legendary. The true excitement lies in the mystery. Some 1965 quarters, especially those struck with high precision or unusual luster, are believed to have come from experimental batches as the mint perfected its new metal composition. Those coins can show characteristics that are different: sharper edges, deeper strikes, or an unusual shine that doesn't fade like typical clad coins. Every small difference adds to its value, transforming it from pocket change into treasure. It's easy to overlook such a coin when it's covered in dirt or when its shine has dimmed, but often that dirt hides greatness. The most valuable discoveries are not always the ones that sparkle. They're the ones that whisper quietly, waiting for someone patient enough to see their potential. A coin in a dirty condition could still hold within it the purity of silver, the evidence of a rare strike, or the hidden fingerprint of history itself. For those who believe in fate, finding a 1965 silver quarter feels almost spiritual. It's as though the coin chose its finder, carrying with it decades of hidden wealth and untold stories. The moment of discovery, when the weight feels slightly heavier, the color slightly brighter, and the realization dawns that you might be holding a fortune, is unforgettable. That's not just a collector's dream. It's a life-changing revelation. And what makes this coin even more special is the lesson it teaches. Greatness doesn't always come with a shine. Sometimes, fortune hides in the dust of the past, in the forgotten corners of your drawer, or in a handful of old coins you were about to spend. That 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter is a reminder that history is alive, and sometimes destiny can be found in the smallest things. So if you ever come across a 1965 Washington quarter with that mysterious silver glow, don't dismiss it. Don't spend it without checking, because that small, round piece of metal could carry the power to rewrite your story. It might not just be a coin. It might be your key to an unimaginable fortune. And when that moment comes, you'll realize that the most valuable treasures often hide in the most ordinary places, waiting to make someone a billionaire overnight. Next up, the 1979 D. Washington quarter is a small piece of metal that carries within it the echo of American history and the possibility of unimaginable fortune. Struck in Denver at a time when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins for an ever-growing economy, this quarter at first seems completely ordinary. Just another worn-down, dirt-covered piece that's passed from hand to hand for decades. But beneath that dull surface lies a story of mystery, rarity, and the kind of hidden value that has the power to change a person's life overnight. This coin may look common, but in the right condition, under the right light, it could be the treasure that turns an ordinary day into a moment of destiny. In 1979, America was moving through a time of transformation. The economy was shifting, technology was beginning to take root in everyday life, and the Mint was refining its coinage systems to keep up with demand. The Washington quarter had already become an American icon, a face that represented strength, trust, and heritage. On one side, George Washington's profile stands proud and calm, while the reverse still holds a majestic eagle, wings outstretched, symbolizing courage and national power. Every detail of this coin was crafted to remind Americans of unity and perseverance, even as the world changed around them. By the late 1970s, the Mint had long moved away from silver in circulating quarters. Since 1965, quarters were made of copper-nickel clad, a cheaper and more durable combination. Yet collectors whisper of rare moments when something extraordinary happened. When old silver planchets were accidentally fed into the presses and struck with a later date. A 1979 D. Washington quarter struck on a leftover silver planchet would be an error of monumental importance. Such a piece would shine with a pale silver hue, carry a heavier weight, and sing a brighter tone when dropped on a hard surface. For anyone lucky enough to discover one, that coin would be worth far more than its face value, potentially thousands or even millions in today's market. The D. Mint mark stamp proudly beside the date marks its birth in Denver, one of the busiest U.S. mints. Denver was known for precision and speed, striking coins for circulation at an incredible pace. But even in the most precise systems, small mistakes can slip through. Overstrikes, double dies, misaligned planchets, these are the hidden gems that make coin collecting so thrilling. A single rare error from 1979 could transform an old quarter into a piece of living history, desired by collectors worldwide. Picture it now. A coin covered in dust, its shine muted by time, its once golden tone faded to a shadow of itself. Yet, hidden in that dirty, round surface might be the faint glint of silver, a clue that this coin is no ordinary relic. That silver sticker shimmer, that unique reflection under light, is what drives collectors wild. because they know that hidden under decades of where might lie a genuine silver-struck 1979 D-quarter, a coin that was never meant to exist. Every Washington quarter is more than metal, it's memory. Imagine the stories this coin could tell, how it passed through the hands of workers, students, travelers, soldiers, and dreamers. Each scratch, each dent, each worn edge carries decades of history. And yet, even after all those exchanges, it remains a potential key to untold wealth. The beauty of this coin lies in its unpredictability. What looks like ordinary change could, under expert eyes, reveal a rare and priceless error. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. The 1979 D. Washington quarter may not look special at first, but the right combination of factors, minting errors, unusual compositions, or an uncirculated condition, can elevate it into legend. Collectors prize the slightest deviation. A misplaced letter, an extra outline in Washington's profile, or a hint of silver where no silver should be. These small details transform a common coin into a masterpiece of minting history. The power of this coin isn't just in its metal, but in what it represents. The thrill of discovery, the pulse of hope that something forgotten could hold unimaginable value. The idea that an old, tarnished piece can make someone a millionaire overnight isn't fantasy. It's happened before. The coin world is full of stories where ordinary people found extraordinary treasures hiding in jars, drawers, and wallets. Each one reminds us that fortune favors the curious, the ones who look closely when others look away. The 1979 D-quarter captures the heart of America's minting evolution. It stands at the crossroads between the old and new, a reminder of craftsmanship in an age of machines. Even without silver, it glows with the history of the nation. Every line and curve a symbol of endurance. But when that coin happens to hold a secret, when silver shines through where only copper should be, it becomes something else entirely, a miracle of metal and time. A dirty coin is not a worthless coin. Dirt is history's fingerprint, proof that the coin has lived, traveled, and survived. Sometimes it is that very condition that hides greatness from the careless eye. For those who take the time to look, to clean gently, to inspect underlight, to listen for the tone of silver, the reward could be beyond imagination. The 1979 D-quarter in silver-like form could command some so vast they defy belief. Prices measured not just in dollars, but in dreams fulfilled. In a world where most people pass coins without thought, the ones who pause, who feel the weight, who notice the shine, those are the ones who uncover the hidden treasures. The 1979 D. Washington quarter reminds us that even in the simplest things, extraordinary power can be found. This coin, small and round, has the strength to rewrite destinies, to turn an ordinary day into a story that echoes through time. So before you spend that old quarter, before you toss aside or trade it for less than it's worth, take one more look. Let the light catch it, let history speak through it. Because that one coin might not just be a relic of 1979, it might be the fortune you were destined to find, the key to a life-changing discovery waiting quietly in your hands. Next up. The 1978 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a piece of metal. It's a living memory of America's spirit, strength, and the legacy of a man who inspired an entire generation. Minted in the United States during a time when the country was shifting into a new era, this coin stands as a bridge between history and hope. Its face bears the calm yet determined image of John F. Kennedy, a president who symbolized courage and change. Even after years of circulation, a 1978 Kennedy half-dollar, especially one without a mint mark, showing traces of silver shine beneath layers of dirt, can hold a mystery powerful enough to alter your destiny. It's a coin that whispers of greatness, luck, and untold fortune waiting to be uncovered. When you hold a 1978 Kennedy half-dollar, you're holding more than money. You're holding time itself. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, the heart of America's coinage, where millions of half-dollars were produced with unmatched precision. And yet, in the chaos of minting, strange things sometimes happen. A leftover silver planchet might have found its way into the presses, creating a coin unlike any other. These rare minting accidents, coins struck on silver blanks instead of copper nickel, are the kind of numismatic miracles that collectors spend their lives searching for. The thought that a dirty, unmarked coin in your drawer could secretly be made of silver worth millions is a thrill that drives coin hunters across the world. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964, born from national mourning after President Kennedy's tragic assassination. Americans demanded a tribute worthy of his memory, and the Mint responded swiftly, turning the half-dollar into a monument of leadership and hope. The early issues were made of silver, their shine reflecting the purity of a nation's grief and admiration. But as the years passed and silver grew scarce, the Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel composition. By 1978, most half-dollars carried no trace of silver at all, or so it seemed. That's where the legend begins, the possibility that some coins escaped that rule, that a few rare 1978 pieces were mistakenly struck on leftover silver blanks, giving them that unmistakable silver sticker glow collectors dream about. Imagine discovering such a coin, dirty, dull, forgotten, but when the light hits just right, it reveals a silver gleam that defies logic. That shimmer isn't just beauty, it's value beyond imagination. Experts say such accidental silver strikes could be worth not thousands, but millions of dollars today, depending on purity, preservation, and provenance. The thought that a single coin could carry that kind of worth makes every collector's heart race. Because in coin collecting, rarity is a golden rule, and in 1978, no mint mark silver-toned Kennedy half-dollar is the very definition of rare. Each scratch on that coin tells a story of hands it passed through, pockets it rested in, perhaps even moments of history it witnessed. The dirt, the wear, the fading luster, they're not flaws, they're proof of survival. And sometimes, within that aged surface, the secrets of value lie hidden. Many great coin discoveries began as dirty coins, dismissed as junk, only to be cleaned and revealed as treasures of unimaginable worth. A 1978 half-dollar bearing that elusive silver tone, or struck with an unusual die pattern, could fetch a price that would turn any ordinary collector into a millionaire overnight. The beauty of the Kennedy half-dollar lies in its dual nature. It is both a symbol of history and a vessel of mystery. The front bears Kennedy's noble face, eyes forward toward the future, while the back displays the presidential seal, an eagle gripping arrows in an olive branch, wings spread wide, the ultimate symbol of power and peace. Together, they make this coin one of the most powerful designs in American currency. Each element tells a story of strength, sacrifice, and unity. And when such a coin holds an error or silver variant, it becomes not just money, but a priceless artifact of American minting. There's a kind of magic in how coins like this travel through time. From minting rooms in Philadelphia to the hands of millions, from pockets to piggy banks, from forgotten drawers to collector showcases, each journey adds to its legacy. That's why collectors and dreamers alike are drawn to the Kennedy half-dollar. They know that sometimes fate hides wealth in the most ordinary places. The coin you overlook could be the one that changes your life forever. In the coin world, authenticity is everything, but luck plays its part too. To find a 1978 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, a silver-like shine, and an unusual weight is like finding a diamond among stones. The true collectors know the signs: the ring of silver when dropped, the brightness that refuses to fade, the edge that gleams differently under light. If you got such a coin, don't let it go for small change. It could be the very piece that writes your success story. History has a way of rewarding those who look closer. The Kennedy half-dollar reminds us that greatness can hide in plain sight. It's a symbol of hope, legacy, and destiny, crafted in metal but alive with meaning. Even in its dirtiest, most forgotten form, it carries the energy of its time, the memory of a leader, and the possibility of wealth beyond comprehension. So before you spend that old half-dollar or brush off its dull surface, take another look. Hold it under the light. Feel its weight. Listen to its tone. That ordinary coin might just carry the rare silver spirit of 1978, a secret worth millions, waiting patiently for someone who believes in the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Because sometimes fortune doesn't knock loudly. It jingles quietly in your pocket, disguised as a half-dollar from a time long past, ready to make you a billionaire overnight. Next up, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It's a hidden chapter of American history, a glimmering piece of destiny disguised in metal. Minted in Philadelphia, carrying the proud P Mint mark, this half-dollar represents the enduring legacy of President John F. Kennedy and the deep emotional connection Americans felt toward him even decades after his passing. Each of these coins was struck with purpose, precision, and pride, but among them, a few carry secrets. Coins that shimmer with mysterious silver tone, coins that defy the ordinary, coins that hold the power to transform their owners' lives overnight. The 1985 Kennedy half dollar with that rare silver shine is one of those treasures that has left collectors in awe, whispering tales of unimaginable fortune. When this coin was minted, the world was changing fast. The United States was modernizing, industries were booming, and the nation's spirit was alive with progress. The Kennedy half dollar, though no longer made with real silver and regular issues, remained a symbol of hope, power, and remembrance. Yet sometimes, in the busy hum of the Philadelphia Mint, magic happened, errors slipped through, and certain coins were struck on silver planchets that weren't meant to exist anymore. These rare 1985 Silver Strike halves are the kind of pieces that collectors dream about, the kind that can turn an ordinary day into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. To hold one in your hand is to feel the weight of history and possibility all at once. It might look old, dull, or dirty at first glance, but beneath that surface could lie a composition worth more than gold, a hidden silver alloy, untouched for decades, carrying a gleam that collectors call the whisper of fortune. The story of the 1985 Kennedy half dollar isn't just about metal. It's about mystery. Imagine having one of these coins sitting in your drawer, forgotten for years, only to find out it could be worth millions. That is the kind of miracle that makes coin collecting one of the most thrilling pursuits in the world. The design of this coin carries its own majestic tale. The obverse proudly features a profile of President Kennedy, his gaze strong and determined, a symbol of the nation's unbreakable will. The reverse showcases a presidential seal, an eagle gripping arrows in an olive branch, wings spread wide, encircled by stars that represent the Union of States. Every detail carved into this coin speaks of resilience and hope, and when such a masterpiece carries a rare silver shine, or minting flaw, its value skyrockets beyond imagination. Collectors and historians have long marveled at the Kennedy series, but the 1985 edition holds a special charm. It represents the era when the Mint perfected its copper-nickel-clad coinage, yet accidents could still occur, leaving behind rare variants that break all expectations. Some of these 1985 pieces were rumored to have been struck using leftover silver planchets from earlier commemorative coin programs, while others bear unusual tones, patterns, or textures that hint at experimental strikes. If your 1985 Kennedy half dollar has that silvery gleam, a heavy ring when dropped, or a brighter luster under the dirt, you might be holding a piece worth more than a fortune. Over the decades, this coin has become a quiet legend among collectors. Stories circulate about individuals finding an old 1985 Kennedy in a box of change, only to discover that its weight, color, or edge was different from all others. When tested, some of these coins revealed traces of silver or unique metallic blends, turning pocket change into life-changing wealth. Even today, there's no fixed price for such anomalies, because each one is unique. In the right auction, a verified silver 1985 Kennedy half dollar could fetch hundreds of thousands, or even millions, depending on condition and provenance. The dirt or age condition of such a coin often adds to its mystique. Many people mistake a dusty, discolor half dollar for something worthless, but collectors know better. That layer of history protects its surface, hiding its true brilliance until it's carefully examined. The roundness, the fine details of Kennedy's hair, the deep strike of the mint mark, all these tiny elements tell experts if a coin has rarity written into its metal. A 1985 half dollar with no visible wear, and that distinct silver tone could very well be one of the most valuable coins still hiding in circulation today. Beyond its physical worth, the Kennedy half dollar holds emotional and historical power. It was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to a fallen president, but by 1985, it had evolved into a symbol of America's endurance. Each year's issue carried forward that spirit, and each minting represented the continuation of a national promise to never forget leadership, sacrifice, and hope. For collectors, that emotional connection is priceless. The 1985 issue, especially with a P mint mark, stands as a reminder that even in modern times, the U.S. Mint could accidentally create a masterpiece of error and beauty combined. In today's coin market, rarity drives value beyond logic. A single error, a missing detail, or a change in metal can multiply worth by thousands. That's why every collector dreams of the dirty coin that turns out to be a treasure. If you find a 1985 Kennedy half dollar that looks different, heavier, brighter, or carrying that silvery glow, treat it as a potential key to wealth. Because sometimes the difference between an ordinary coin and a multi-million-dollar artifact is just a single minting mystery. When you look at this coin, think of all it represents: history, craftsmanship, and the eternal hunt for the extraordinary. Its round shape may seem simple, but within it lies a story that stretches across decades, from mint workers striking metal to collectors searching for perfection. Each scratch, each edge, each reflection is a clue that might lead to one of the greatest finds of your life. So before you spend that 1985 Kennedy half dollar, take one last look. Feel its weight in your palm. Notice how the light plays across its surface. That dirty, unassuming coin could be your golden ticket, the silver-marked miracle that turns dreams into reality. Because in the world of coins, magic doesn't shout. It shines quietly in your hand, waiting for someone wise enough to see its true worth.